Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Queen Candy Podcast. We hope, as always, that everyone is doing good. Of course, we always say staying safe with everything that's going on. Yeah, we don't really have a specific topic we're going to talk about per se today on the Queen Candy Podcast. For some reason, we feel like, a lot is putting something on our mind and something on our heart that we need to get off our chest and talk to y'all about. So before we go into our little music break, if you will, we just going to kind of let y'all know a little bit about what we're going to be talking about this week. For those that caught the last episode, we did unfortunately lose our job, or should we say the job lost us. And we can't really get into it at this point, but we will be keeping y'all updated on that situation and everything that's going on with that. But, just dealing with things like that, the situation, if you will, that we are dealing with our husband right now, it can be a test and a trial for anybody. This world, work field, going to work for someone else, for those that are out there doing it, we definitely salute anybody and everybody that has to go out there and deal with that crap every day. We know everyone, has different schedules, and we all gotta pay bills. We all gotta, deal with the BS that's going on, in this world today. And, being a Muslim woman, it's a little different. Not saying that what other people go through is beneath us. We don't mean that at all. But, being a Muslim woman, a lot of people do know. They're not going to say it, but they'll try to slide it in that they know about, Islam and being Muslim, and they used to be all that mess. Don't know if we said this on the show already, but if you are a black woman or a black man, you are already born Muslim. You just have to accept it and claim your own. And a lot of our people don't want to do that. They just don't. And we'd rather be blind, deaf, and dumb and keep letting the enemy, the devil, brainwash us. Because it's so much easier than, holding ourselves accountable to what we're really supposed to do, which is be the original man, the original woman. Step up, be a leader, be responsible for, other people. And that's something a lot of us do not want to do. We don't mind at all. It's probably going to sound corny, but, we used to watch, y'all done seen the Avengers, Iron Man, Thor, Black Widow, Hulk, whole 9 yards. And it's going to sound corny, but when we were a little girl, like, we used to always picture ourselves, saving the world. Like we said, it's going to sound corny, but we were chosen. We made the agreement, and now we actually have a chance to do that. Growing up the way we did, we were not exactly on the right path. We weren't on it, period. And we just made the choice that a lot of people don't really, want to make at all. And that was to live. Because we don't want to get there. There's a possibility we can save, our own life and do better. We're always, up for that. And we only just say that because, going through everything that we're dealing with right now, transitioning into moving into a new home, you know, paying bills and, a whole 9 yards. And it can be a lot sometimes. This week has definitely, the past couple weeks have, to be honest. And, being gone from Florida these past 2 years, we've noticed things have changed back home too. And we are very well aware that it's because we've chosen to take a new path. A lot of people we've dealt with in our past, they're not rooting for us. We're not stupid. They're not rooting for us. They're not happy for us. If anything, they're trying their hardest to make us revert back to the way we used to be and the way we used to think, talk, whole 9 yards. And we are more determined now than ever since we have a target on our back of being better. And we are not going to get there for nobody. We are not turning back for nobody. So with all that being said, we gave y'all a little snippet. We're going to go into our little break, y'all. And when we come back, we're going to get more so into it. Like we said, we don't really have, a specific topic for today. We just have a lot, on our mind, a lot of things we need to get off our chest. And, hopefully someone will take heed to, everything that we're saying. Our job is not to force anybody to do a thing. That's not our job. Either, to be blunt, either you want the truth or you don't. Either you want to wake up or you don't. That's not our decision. We already made that choice. And we already knew going in that it was going to be a long road. And we are tired, tired more than y'all know, of choosing the hard road. So why not make it easier? It's not just about us. This is way bigger than us. And we're going to get into all that when we come back from our break, y'all. So what we're going to do is hit y'all with a couple of tracks. And we're going to be back, and we're just going to come back and start running our mouth about, things that's been on our mind this week. And, just stuff we've been dealing with. And hopefully, someone will take heed to it and, do the same thing we did. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's never up to anybody else, where you end up at in your life. We always want to take that first initiative and blame other people. But really, and they could be wrong. They could be dead wrong. Don't get us wrong. But really, when it comes down to it, it's up to you. So what we're going to do is go into the breakout, and we will be back on the Queen Candy Podcast.
Power on.
Alright, y'all, we are back on the Queen Candy podcast. Like we said, y'all, we didn't really have anything specific we want to talk about, but while we were on, our little break just now, we were just realizing we're talking about strength, being strong. We're talking about having power. A lot of things our people have, but we haven't tapped into it yet. And it's something we still trying to learn, y'all. We doing it, every day. With our everyday life, you know, being a Muslim woman, being a wife, and we say it's almost every show, a follower of Allah, and of course, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Our life has changed. And like we said before the break, we know a lot of people ain't really rooting for us. We're not stupid. But we had to really realize they didn't get the vision you got for a reason. They didn't get put on the path you were put on for a reason. See, a lot of times we want people to support us and, root for us and be our biggest cheerleader, and that's what we want. Even, with our husband, and he does support everything we do, but what we're saying is, even if none of these people did, we can't solely rely on that. We have to, even when we don't feel like it. And some days we don't. Some days are better than others, even when we don't feel like it. We still gotta get up like we're strong. We still gotta get up like we're fierce and try as hard as we can not to give in to fear. Because you can't avoid it. Period. You cannot. But you have to know you can't go around it, you can't run from it, you can't go under it, over it. What we had to realize is if you want to get something off your chest, you want to get something off your shoulders, you feel like somebody chasing you or whatever, and they're about to grab you by the back of your coat or your shirt, whatever, you gotta go through that no matter what. Everybody is going to try their hardest. Mainly the people that don't want to do anything with themselves. They're going to be the ones every time. We're dealing with people we've had children with. These are people we used to have relationships with when we were dead and stupid and always felt like we had to prove ourselves, always felt like we had to answer to somebody and apologize because all the time we took being a mother, single mother, you know, most of our life was invested in our kids. We didn't get to do a lot of the things that we wanted to do. And like we said before, we don't ever regret having our kids. But we should have had them under better circumstances. We were 18, the same age our daughter is now, when we found out we were going to be a mother. We ain't had no job, no money. We were still staying with our mom. We had no idea what we were going to do with a baby. And we weren't taught. We weren't trained. We were not being led or guided the right way. And we did not know that time. At that time, we were dealing with a lot of issues, self-esteem, loving ourselves, self-acceptance. We couldn't accept the fact that we couldn't be perfect. We couldn't accept the fact that we messed up, and partly that was because of other people putting that in our head. When you become a parent, there's no handbook. People try to write them. Ain't no handbook on being a parent. But what we can say is what you say to your kids can have an effect on them. And granted, there's no such thing as a perfect parent. We already know this. Trust us, y'all. We done been through it. But you raise your kids and you teach them, and the rest is up to them. So, people getting locked up or your kids getting any kind of legal trouble or issues, it's not you. That's the first thing our society want to do. That's the first thing our people want to do is blame the parent. Oh, you ain't raised them right. You ain't teach them right. They doing that because of you. No, they're doing that because of a decision they made with outside influences getting into their head. So that's another thing we and our husband deal with. Like we said, we are walking target being Muslim. Let's just be real about it. Because we don't believe in 100% of what this world has going on. One of the reasons why we do our show is to teach y'all and to do our best to wake everybody up, because this world is not what y'all think it is. It's a huge fantasy. And all of this is going to be gone one day, whether we know this or not. But a lot of our people, they don't want to do that. We don't want to, step up and claim what's ours. Everything, everything been stolen. It's been taken away and made to look like they're the ones that did it. And y'all know who we talking about. The devil, the enemy. Anyone that is not black. Or we should say Asiatic black. We'll get into that later. But dealing with all that, you know, it's not up to other people. It's just not, y'all. This world, and we dealing with this right now. We gonna be dealing with this later on today. But this world is so angry and hateful and evil, conniving, selfish, greedy, money hungry, whoremonger, unfaithful, lying, cheating, stealing, perpetrating, pretending, hiding, most important, hiding from who you really are. Another lesson we had to learn the hard way is be careful of the company you keep. That's why we had to cut a lot of people off because they were not changing, they were not growing, they were not evolving, and you don't have to feel guilty about that at all. They're going to try to do that to you as well. It happened to us. We would get the phone calls and the questions and all of that stuff, and all we can really do, to be honest, y'all, is sit back and laugh. Because when people do that for some strange reason, in their head, they feel like you owe them an explanation. But let them tell it, they'll come up with some kind of reason, some kind of excuse. Oh, no, I was just, checking in. I was just trying to find out. This is the thing with a lot of people. Once you stop talking to someone, we don't care if you have a child with them or not. If y'all are no longer together and you're no longer dealing with that person, and this is honestly, even in general, you don't owe anybody an explanation, period, for trying to better yourself, for trying to love yourself, for trying to live, for finally thinking about you. And sometimes, yeah, you got to be a little selfish. That's like a lot of women, us as moms, as mothers. When we want to do something for ourselves, and we're dealing with this as well. When we finally want to do something for ourselves after all the time we sacrifice, and men go through this too, after all the time we sacrifice and everything we done gone through, and we be home, school, this event, this show, we go to work, we probably in school ourselves. We done went to school a few times, mainly in the medical field, but we women, we naturally give up more than men. We do. And when we finally decide to do something for ourselves, we're selfish. Now, why is that? Because people don't want to see you do it. Number one. Number two, we live in a stereotype with women. And on this subject, we can say any race. Normally we would say black women, but any race. We deal with that. Mainly black women. And when we finally decide to do something for ourselves, we don't love our kids. We don't care about our kids. We never did. But people forget. Another issue our people have, people forget all the sacrifice, everything you had to give up. All the, oh wow, the tears, the pain, the hurt, being exhausted and tired. People forget about all that. And to be real honest, that is really selfish to us because that's saying you never cared. And this is just in general. You never cared. You never loved us. You were only happy when we were doing what you wanted us to do. But, now that we found Allah, He found us, however you want to put it. Whatever He has planned for us, and this is to anybody. You can't stop it. It's going to happen as long as He approves of it. And that's with life as well. Whatever that is for that person, It may not be for you. Be happy for them. Why can't we do that? It makes no sense. Why can't we do that? Because we feel like it takes away from us. We feel like we're gonna be belittled when really you can stand next to that person and y'all can shine together. No, we have never understood. We will salute and root for anybody that's trying to do something positive, trying to do something, instead of just, sitting around complaining and, you're not making any moves or no kind of goal, you ain't got a plan, none of that. But then we see our brother or our sister doing something and we all of a sudden got a problem with that. It's something wrong with you. It's not something wrong with that person that's trying to do something. And another issue will make people feel like that. We don't know anything but evil. We don't know anything but lying, cheating, and stealing and destroying something good. We are so full of vengeance. We are so full of rage. It makes no sense whatsoever. And all of that, once again, has been programmed in us when we were brought over here. But now, when you get to a certain age, you can't really use that excuse anymore. You have to, at some point, well, we ain't gonna say you have to, but you should, at some point, realize that your age is just an indicator of how long you've been on this earth. For real. Your mental, your maturity, that really determines how old you are. And if you still cussing and you lashing out at people and you can't be supportive or be happy, you can't be happy with yourself, you always got to find somebody or something else to complain about instead of focusing on you, you still got some growing up to do. It's not just about you. Whatever decision you make, whatever you say out of your mouth, it affects other people. This is anybody you encounter in life. Anybody. You go out there and you start a fight. Somebody's going to get affected by it. You at home had a great day and had no problems with your spouse, your husband, wife, and all of a sudden you get attitude and just go in the room. Y'all may not be in the same room. This is just an example. And you just start an argument. It's something in you, that evil, that hate, and that anger that sparks it. But you don't have to give into it. It's not just about them and what they want. And then, one of our favorites, we love this one. If you have a child with somebody, we're dealing with this now. We don't communicate with none of our kids' fathers. Because for some reason they can't stand us. But if they feel like that, y'all can probably only imagine how we feel about them. And the main thing with us is we done been lied on. We done had our name thrown in the mud, through the dirt. We have not heard one good thing come out of their mouth. But we're supposed to sit around, and this is anybody, we're supposed to sit around and just keep dealing with that drama. That unnecessary high school mess, as we like to call it. Because when you're acting like that, you still a child in our face. That, just straight up. You have to grow up and realize, and you should, like we said earlier, we ain't gonna say you have to, but you should realize that with us, a lot of people feel like we just abandoned our kids and we just ran out on them. No, never. As long as we're breathing, they know they still have us. But perfect example, like we said earlier, when people want to make things difficult for you, they will use every measure possible to make you revert back to who you used to be, and eventually y'all cool again. But you're going to get dead and end up worse than where you started. Now, we don't know about y'all, but that ain't really a chance we going to take. So, whatever comes our way, we already know we're protected anyway. And believe it or not, we ain't got no anger, no animosity towards anybody. We really don't. We're just telling y'all, what we've been dealing with. And like we said, we just felt like this was something we need to get off our chest. Just let everybody know, like we said on our show, we keep it real. We keep it 100 with everybody. And, we're dealing with things too. But the beauty in all of this is we had the choice and we didn't really realize it. We continued to have some kind of contact with anybody because either we had kids or they were family. We didn't want to upset nobody or piss anybody off, but now we really don't care anymore. If you're not rooting for us, if you're not supporting us, if you're not happy for us, if you got to call our phone with what we call a nigger mentality, baby talk, cussing with an attitude, because we don't owe you an explanation. You can try all day, but we don't owe you an explanation. That's what you want to make us feel like, and that's our definition, of a narcissist that wants to control you and make you feel like you're always the problem. And we've acknowledged a lot of our issues, a lot of things that we've gone through, and how stupid we were. And sometimes we look back, not often, but sometimes, and we just be like, what in the world were we thinking? We had to be lonely, and we had to have low self-esteem like a mug to make that decision that we made. Nothing specific, but to make that decision that we made. And we were so stupid, thinking we was in love, this person was going to love us. And, we went through a whole lot, being cheated on and lied to, and domestic violence, thrown out on the street, homeless, all that. We've had to survive and be strong with kids through all this. So it takes a very powerful woman, and we know anyone that hears this can relate. It takes a very powerful woman to still be standing after all that. You cannot be weak-hearted. You cannot. And like we said, some days are better than others. But your good days, your bad days, you got to get up and go out there like ain't nothing phasing you, ain't nothing bothering you. And for us, we like looking good. We love looking good because when you look good, y'all already know you feel good. When you look like crap, you're not going to feel good about yourself. You're not going to love yourself. That's how people leave the house. Some people don't wash their behind for days. Don't comb their hair, don't wash their hair. They just get up, throw clothes on, probably done did number two, went to the bathroom and didn't brush their teeth. People actually live like that. That is not, call it what you want, that is not somebody that loves himself. No. You can tell. And people don't want to see this either. They want to see you looking all dirty and grimy and unhealthy, overweight. And by the way, y'all, being overweight is not attractive. It's not healthy. You will not last long on this earth being overweight. One of the reasons why is because your body, when you are at a certain height, can only handle a certain amount of weight. So what you're eating, as the messenger teaches, can either keep you here or it can take you away. We can't wait till December. We cannot wait until December because we really, all of our shows on here, we're going to be teaching straight Islam. So we hope that y'all can come through and check it out because this is something that we want y'all to hear for real. And that's our job. A lot of our people need to hear this. And we got to do better. But like we said, you can see people. You can tell by the way they look. Women, please let's stop coming out the house half naked, with your booty out, your breast out, with your baby, but you want a man to respect you. That's not gonna happen. Call us a hater. We still got pictures from before we accepted Islam. We still got the pictures. So we not judging nobody. We used to do it too. Mainly when we were modeling. Now, when we had our kids with us or whatever, and we didn't have no shows, no events or whatever, we dared never to leave the house like that. Yeah, we wore our little jeans and stuff. We used to. Now we have to be completely covered. But what we're saying is, a lot of women, we, the main ones, we don't know who's worse, the men or the women. We get in defense mode, like, are you judging me? Are you trying to say I'm a this, that, and the other? No, baby, we just saying we've been there. We know what it's like to feel like you really have to use your body or what's in between your legs to get a man's attention. We've been there. That's why we wound up in the situations we were in. Because we weren't thinking straight. We didn't know what loving ourselves truly was. We didn't know what having standards really meant. Unfortunately, we had to be knocked upside the head, figuratively and physically, to learn that. Because anybody that loves you or claim they love you will never harm you physically. They never will. Call us what you want to call us, but when somebody put their hands on you, ladies, you need to bounce. Fellas, too. You don't want to throw hands? Get out of there. We understand how, believe it or not, because we've been on both sides. We understand how hard it is for men. But fellas, look, we just saying walk away. Going to jail, it ain't even worth it. And women, we know we be dead wrong because we'll try everything we can to piss him off, make him angry, and then as soon as we want to try to call police, have him thrown in jail, we know we dead wrong for that. Ladies, if you see him walking away, let him go. Y'all might be able to work it out. Who knows? Let him go. But you want to let it go, let it escalate. So that's how people, carry themselves. Like they really don't love themselves, and you can tell. People that walk out the house angry. Out the house. That is crazy to us. How you wake up angry? Every day we wake up, we thinking a lot. Shoot, every day we get up and do our prayers and talk to him. We grateful for that. Are we where we really want to be? No, we're not there yet, but we're working on it in so many areas in our life. You know, with our living situation, with our husband, with doing the 100 things we do on the side. Oh wow, music, radio, podcast, jewelry, interviews, promoting, connecting. This is 6 days a week we do this. So it is a lot to juggle and deal with. That's why we said it's not for the faint-hearted. Going out here in this world is not for the weak-hearted either. You have to be strong and show that to everybody. You don't have to do what you see other people do. You really don't. And you can follow whatever path is set for you. It may not be for them. You may get a vision that no one else is ever going to see. Stop expecting them to understand when they haven't been given that vision. If they haven't been given that vision, they're not going to understand. They ain't really going to care. All they really going to care about, and this is how a lot of people think, is what benefit they can get out of you. Just like with us, if they can't manipulate you and control you and get you to do what they want you to do, that's when the lies and the rumors and the hate and the anger, and like a lot of people know, we really don't care. We're going to continue on the path that we've been put on, whether you like it or not. And we already see ourselves having this conversation with a lot of people. And we already know who they are. So we're going to have to break it down. You're not rooting for us, like we said. You're not supporting us. You can't be happy. You got to be angry for whatever reason. Keep it where you're at. You ain't even got to contact us. You can be dead to us for all we care. And you are. Mentally. We're still standing. We're still rising up. Allah's still doing big things in our life. And we thank Him. And we're excited to see what's coming. Because we have no idea. We didn't think we'd be at this point. Like we said, we've been doing our show going on 2 years. Did radio before that. Was on 4 different stations in Atlanta. We're still standing. So whatever y'all tried, and it's amazing to us that our people don't figure this out. Whatever you tried, obviously, it hasn't worked yet. So why keep trying? We're strong, and we tell ourselves this every day. We are not weak. We are strong. Even when we deal with fear. Face it. Analyze. Break it down. What role did you play? What can you do to be better? What did you say the last time that you can omit this time? Or did you omit last time that you can add? You can still be strong and be a lady. You have a mission. You are a leader. These women need you right now more than ever. So it's not just about you. You don't have time to sit around worrying about things you have no control over, mainly people, what they're going to say and what they're going to do. You got to keep following this path. You chose it. You've been placed on it. Let's go. You have everything in you. You have what it takes. And while we're talking to ourselves, we're talking to y'all too. You have what it takes. Don't think that people are better than you. Don't even compare yourself. Don't ever do that. You are who you are for a reason. You went through everything you went through for a reason. You made it out for a reason. You are not wasted space. You matter. We don't care if you ain't got nobody else in the world that you matter to. Matter to yourself. Stop putting that on everybody else. That's what we have to tell ourselves. Even being married. Our husband sees a lot of what we do. Everything, honestly. And we made it very, very clear we're going to do this with or without anybody's support. Because we know what we have in us. We know our voice. We know the power that it carries, the weight that it carries. Our last name, the weight that it carries. It's not an ordinary last name. Muhammad? Oh no, not by a long shot. It sounds funny, but we always knew we weren't ordinary. We knew it was something inside of us that was different. And now we know what it is because we're supposed to get out here and teach. We're supposed to get out here and be on the path that we're on. This is not by accident. So now that we've realized that, and we'll tell these people straight up when we have these conversations, because they're coming. You can either get behind us and support, or you can stand right there on the sidelines and watch. But you are not going to stop us. The using our kids as a pawn, the emotional manipulation, your little words is going to stop. If we have to cut you off, which we already have, we will do that. We meant what we said. Love us, hate us, do both. We don't care because you're not going to stop it. You're going to get dead in the process. When you mess with one of our lives people, they ain't bothered you. That's not a good idea because we're peaceful. We try to be peaceful with everybody, especially with our own people, because we're not even allowed to be confrontational with y'all. We're not, period. And we believe and we know that it's the truth, the knowledge that we have. That's why I would say we can't wait till December, y'all. We absolutely cannot wait. It's gonna be some heavy stuff. So, like we said, it ain't gonna be for the lighthearted or the weak-hearted, y'all. Just to let y'all know. Okay, y'all. So with all that being said, we're gonna go ahead and close out. But as always, before we do, we're gonna give y'all all our social media. Y'all can find us on our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and y'all can subscribe to our YouTube page under the Queen Candy Podcast. Y'all can also go check out our podcast on our streaming platforms, and y'all can also go check out our music, Selfish, National Anthem, which will be retitled to Free to Be Me, I Am, and Soul Survivor on all music streaming platforms. And y'all can also catch the Queen Candy Podcast on WUNK Radio and WJR Radio and on the CTR Media Network and on the WBGR TV Network. So did y'all hear all that? That was a whole bunch of stuff he just named. Straight up, y'all. But like we said, Allah is the greatest, and we happy and we excited to see what's gonna be coming. The next moves we're gonna be making. We're excited to see that, y'all. So with all that being said, we're gonna hit y'all with this last track, and we will talk to y'all next week on the Queen Candy Podcast.